Now, let's say they separated and then it came together as one and it realised, and then it said, wow, I'm God. But in that moment of realising, wow, I'm God, because I can separate myself and I can join, unify together, in that moment, God wanted someone there. And in that moment of God realising that they were God, they actually craved to fit in. What would it be like to blend in? What would it be like to not know that I'm God? I don't want this big responsibility, this big label. What would it be like to not be the one? In that moment when God went, wow, I'm God, God then went, what would it be like to not be God though? And in that moment, darkness was birthed. And so was the bully and the nerd. So was the jock and the kid. Saul says, I wanted to be popular and prayed for and worshipped. But at the same moment, I wanted to run and hide and experience what it's like to be unseen. So God wanted that. I want people to be like, wow, you're God. Oh my God, you're God. Oh my God, you're so beautiful. I'm so grateful. Like, you're God. Like, you made all this stuff. Like, it's incredible. I'm just constantly talking about God. God's everywhere. God. But in that same moment, God was just like, wanted to run and hide. Like, I don't want to be looked at all the time. I don't want to be spoken about all the time. I don't want everyone to talk about me like that. What does it feel like to just be at the back of the classroom, like to always get the awards? I'm always getting praised. I'm always getting like I said, the jock. I'm always the front of it. I'm always getting what I want. I get everything I want. I'm really popular. Everyone wants to be around me. And the nerd, that perspective of it, the nerd of, that's their words, of just that stereotype-ish. And the feeling that I got was that clearly, you know, that total end of the scale. Always loud, being seen, to not being seen, yeah, to being quiet back of class, no one pays attention to. That God wanted that experience. Was like, I don't want to be everyone talking about me at all time. I don't. What's it be like to be unseen? For to be truly unseen is to experience true freedom. Is all that one sees is themselves. For to be truly unseen is to experience true freedom. Is all that one sees is themselves. Maybe that I meant to say in. So just think about that in terms of service to self and service to others. Let's just say that the people that have been in theory governing this planet, movie stars that really want to be seen and stuff, but that God's saying, in that to be experience true freedom is actually to be able to have that anonymity like we have, because guess what, then we can actually like go around, we can do whatever we want. God doesn't want to be seen in the limelight all the time. Interesting, opening up. It's good to be anonymous. It's good not to have thousands of people saying your name. Like, maybe you don't want to be that person, yeah. And obviously we all know, you know, let's just say kind of soulful famous people of our generation, like recently, of like the Amy Winehouses. It's just like the intention wasn't the whole world to know my freaking name. I don't want to be seen. I wanted to share. So there's this aspect of God that's like, I just wanted to share and create. Like, why are you all focusing on me the whole time? Like, can I distort you? Can I distract you? Can you ignore me? Can you just focus on something other than me, which is the darkness, which is service to self, of not realizing that you're a part of the all, but in a good way. Like, let's just think about 3D as being God experiencing the time off from being seen. Like, oh, thank you for just focusing in your little bubble rather than on the whole scheme. Like, thank you for having that experience. Thank you for giving me some time where you're not like flashing the cameras in my house, you know? There's this kind of this blend of being at the top of your game and famous, and then really enjoying the release when someone doesn't notice you. So play around with that one and where you're at with, I want to be seen, I've got something to say, I want to share something. But from this wave of that maybe you weren't seen in childhood and now we're rising, you know? And the fun of more people doing your programs and more people aligning to your message, but knowing that the game and the wave is that ultimately you're riding the wave. You too will be at these frequencies of, I really want to serve today. Oh God, I just got so much to do. Oh my God, so many people are resonating. Oh God, so many people need me right now. And it's just like this wave that actually God's source itself plays with, because it's just true. It's just really, really true. For that is the moment that they wish they hated themselves. For to be stuck with just one forever, the chore of one's face loses its lackluster originality. One then tends to want to hide in the corners and watch others, to be the observer. You're feeling this, you're getting it, is it dropping? It's just like, okay. For that is the moment they wish they hated themselves. So when God's source is like, I am everything, I'm amazing, I'm beautiful, I'm abundant, I'm free. In that moment, they actually wish they hated themselves a bit. Because in that moment, to be stuck with just one, even God, which is the infinite, but they're aware that they're the infinite, they're aware of they're infinite, so they see it as the chore of one's face, loses its originality, is lackluster originality, loses its own originality because you're actually aware of it, meaning hinting to the idea of having amnesia, of forgetting, is the fun, is what you actually need. Because if you just, I know I'm God, I know I can create whatever I want with my thoughts, okay, I'll just constantly be creating the best frigging thing ever then. That's what I'll just do forever. I'll just keep creating stuff. You know? It's like, we think it's really fun now because we've had the experience of not being able to do it. So we're like, oh my God, I can create things with my thoughts. But like, let's just say in like 100 years, you'll be like, yeah, God, okay, fine. And then again, like the beginning of the story, you might become in that kind of little bit. I'm just saying, I'm not planting seeds to get that far ahead, but I'm just saying that these waves is like, hold yourself with the journey of like, I'm aware of the journey that I'm on now is that I'm rising up. I'm not like, I'm holding space for where everyone is, and that the point of the journey is that it's a wave. It's a high dimensional wave, but it's a wave. One then tends to want to hide in corners and watch others, to be the observer. Like, how good is that? So just picturing that, like, if you know everything, yeah, which we're all empaths, we've all been sensitive in our childhood, you tend to kind of want to sit back and be like, I kind of feel like I know what's happening in this like low vibe way, like, you know. But in that respect, that God then wanted to take a back seat. So then think about 3D and be like, oh, they totally confused us that God wasn't prevalent and God wasn't real, and we freaking prioritize like eating crisps and a hot dog over saying a prayer that we're grateful. But it's like, oh, okay, maybe, just maybe, in this time space of reality, us as creator, as we chose to come in, the idea that we came, as starseeds to come and help the ascension, could more be seen on this thing as, oh, we're such light leaders. Like, I actually wanted to have the journey of being, let's say, hiding in corners and watching others. I wanted to let other people have their moment. I watched the actors in films. I didn't sit there and go, I wish I could do that. I happily loved being entertained by other people that wanted the limelight. I never considered it, I considered it out of my reality, because I wasn't perceiving to want to do that, because that wasn't something that was interesting in my experience. It wasn't from this perspective like, oh, I don't think I can be a Hollywood movie star. It was like from an innate understanding now, and obviously because of a high conscious understanding of being like, I now realise that we all, the Ascending Collective, we all chose to sit back to actually have the experience of the amnesia, to enjoy sitting back, because guess what? We knew that the wave was going to go up again, and right now we're going to have to be in the limelight again, and we're going to have to live our dream life again. So it's like, you know, we came to be like, I'm not saying that you necessarily are going to relate to that and say, oh, I sat back, but you weren't trying to like be number one person in the planet, were you? You know, we weren't. So it's like understanding that consciously, that like that's good. Like I wanted that. Like tick. There was no urge to come forward, and that's because we were on the 3D wave. We've been in the corner. And watch others. Very important, that watching others. Yeah? Being the observer. Watching the world be fucking ripped to shreds. Watching it happen. Watching movies. Watching other people go and get their dreams, and us being the purchaser of listening to the music and buying the book and buying the DVD, but not actually doing it ourselves. Like, see it as good, because the energy wasn't right. The energy for us, we were tuned into being that. And that is serving others, that's serving God. But the ones that were famous, whatever, they were in the energy point of when God saw 3D as being like, I'm here to proper like chill. I need some pricks to like be the people that we're watching, and that's their experience. But they took it obviously too far. I'm not saying this I'm not actually like preaching this as the thing, but just to make it like kind of out there. Like they kind of took it too far to actually think that they could maintain that past the chapter of the game. Like now it's kind of like, oh mate, like you've had your bit, do you know what I mean? Like give it up kind of thing. But they actually think they're like, they forget they're actually playing a game of that. Maybe they actually think they're in charge of the planet, and it's just like, huh? Maybe you've been playing the game a bit too long because you're not paying attention to the rules, to the waves, you know what I'm saying there? So be the point of view. It is not the story I wish to tell, but it is the story that needs to be heard. For in this dimension of truth, of the ego, is I created it through shame of being the one. So God created the ego self, service to self, out of shame for being God. It's like, oh, like I've got to take on that egoic perspective. Like, and they felt ashamed that they were God. It's not the story I wish to tell, but it's the story that needs to be heard. Like, God doesn't want to talk the story, just like we don't want to talk our story and be like, oh, okay, I used to do this. But it needs to be heard. Like, your story needs to be heard, just like God needs to be heard. For in this dimension, the truth of the ego is that I created it through shame of being the one. What did we all do? Create our ego. Create our ego. Create our ego. Amazing, right? I created it through wishing I could be different, just like you. I created it through wishing I could be different, just like you. So we created our ego wishing we could be different. And we created our ego out of shame of wishing we were different. But like God saying like, well, that's just what happened. Like, I knew I was God and I didn't want to be anymore. And I created my ego. Like that was the equation. And I had to walk the awakening path to want to see myself in all things again. Just like you now walk, for you and me. This is the story of creation for your ears. This is the story of it all, one and the same. To be seen or unseen. Now that is the question. Take the wave, guys, as this. Seen, unseen. Seen, unseen. Seen, unseen. Look at this like 3D, the like dark look of I'm seen, I'm in movies and this, and the unseen are the people that they've been taken from, the children. They're the unseen. And now it's like distorting it. Now it's going back up, being like, oh no, we see you, babes, we see you. You're the ones we ain't going to see anymore. You know, playing that game, seen, unseen. But in your own life, I wasn't seen, now I'm going to be seen. At night, I'm not seen, I go to sleep. Day, I'm seen. Everything in this flow, seen, unseen. Day, light, dark. Yeah, we're lit by the moonlight / sunlight, but think of it like that. Seen, unseen. Inhale, exhale, but seen, unseen. It has a different flavour, doesn't it? Of kind of how you'll then navigate your service, of also like being there for people. Be like, okay, I have to give them time for them to be seen and them to be unseen. Like, leave them. You know, you haven't got to serve them 24/7. They're here to actually have this psychedelic but psychological experience of being seen and unseen. So when you start shining and rising, being seen, allow that you're activating them, that they believe that they are allowed to be seen. That's actually the shift that's going on, yeah? That we're helping people rise to stop being unseen. But then you retreat to be unseen. Yeah? As your inspiration, go into meditation, like actually like soak up the path more by gravitating towards these two key visions, seen, unseen. God's source was seen in all. You can see it in everything. God source. But then the God source is like, oh, just let me be unseen a minute. Don't see it. Don't say I'm in everything. Just do something else. And that it's this path that's the inspiration, the quantum of the divine feminine. I believe, I trust, I get it. But then the masculine is taking that aligned action to be like, oh, okay, well, I'm here for like my own thing. And I'm actually going to take some aligned action to from this inspiration. Like, say it's like, make a piece of music. I trust I'm going to make it. If this is just beautiful, it's my higher self channeling through, it's going to be beautiful. But then you have to step into this like egoic perspective of being like, yeah, I deserve this. I want to do this. Yeah. To like play with this God source perspective and then self perspective, but not that they're not perfectly merged. It's that God source wants you to come for inspiration, but then they want to be unseen because they want their inspiration to be channeled through you for them to witness themselves in a different way, which is what we're doing. Because when we come into our own self-mastery of being God source can actually go on this back perspective of the reflection and see themselves through your eyes, because you're kind of perceiving it. You're allowing them in because they were the inspiration. So they're allowed to see through your eyes, but they're seeing it through a different perspective. So you're allowing God to be like unseen, like on the back, like sitting in the corner going, oh, I'm so proud of you, babe. Like with children, like we wouldn't go, that's my daughter, did you see how I raised her, did you see what she's doing? Yeah, I done that. I'd be like, no. Yeah, someone can have that thought, like God, like I created you, I done everything, whatever you're doing, I made it. Yeah, they're not like that. Like, yeah, it's the same as a parent, same as you with your clients. I made you. Yeah, your online programs, yeah, without us working together, you wouldn't have had that one. But it's like it's sticky, isn't it? But then God's actually saying that God's like, I know we all helped each other get here, fine, but I don't want you to harp on about that. Can you get on and enjoy your life? And then let me see what you do, because it'll make me happy. So, you know, I know that all of you message me like that, and I'm always like, it's you. Don't thank me, thank yourself. It's that actually creates think about this, the self-consciousness of us being like, oh, no, oh, don't thank me. It's that God perspective of wanting to be a bit unseen, a bit in the like side back, but then you're like, actually, I'm freaking proud of this. Do you know what? My 3 clients, this is what they made this week, and they're smashing it. They're really happy. Boom. But then it's like, and then you step back again. Yeah, you step back again. Beautiful, like beautiful way. Unseen and seen. Yeah, I really hope this landed for you. So soar, sweet earth angels, soar. Reclaim your sovereignty of being seen, for there is nothing to run from that is not true. There is nothing that you will regret not doing other than shining sooner. There's nothing that you will regret not doing other than shining sooner. There's nothing that you will regret not doing. There's nothing you'll regret not doing. Nothing. Other than shining sooner. There is nothing that you do not hold within you that I did not hold within me, for I speak now from the perspective of holy resolution, from a place of all-knowing, and I offer my humble hand upon your journey, for as I rest above, witnessing the cellular reconstruction of the entire journey, of which I created, and therefore allowing myself to move on to another journey, I wish you all peace and integrity, as choosing which side of my movie to live upon will determine the next chapter of my own story. So I bid you farewell, adieu, and thank you for following your highest passion, just like I did. In yours name truly, through the light of the one infinite creator, Adonai. Right? The main of this is allowing, from what we do, allows them to go on to the next chapter of their journey. Like, they created it fine, but whatever we do allows whatever we choose will determine the next chapter of my own story, because we're them. So whatever you do is literally offering source God to evolve, source God to feel love, source God to feel that like they've been seen again in a new holy way. And then to be unseen, like everything you do is offering source God to actually experience what you are doing. It's so beautiful in this new level of being like, I'm not doing it for me. I'm actually going to spend my time being like, I'm not saying, oh, you know, hands down, praise the orange, like that. I'm saying it on this like passionate way, that when you're like, I'm going to do this for me and for the humans, you can step it up this whole new level to go, I'm freaking so grateful for whatever made this experience. If there's some eyes that are seeing through my eyes, if I'm just going to pretend there are, I'm literally just going to be the right person that I feel I can be for them. In honor of God, or in honor of energy, in honor of creation itself, and in honor of the idea of me even having this thing called a life, I'm going to try and make it as cool and epic, free-flowing, relaxed, peaceful, chill, non-comparative, easy, graceful, literally chill, like free from ego, like I'm just doing things to help. I'm not even playing the game, like I don't care what you think, I'm just doing it to help, like get over it, I feel great about it, no worries. For them. And guess what? That is what we're doing, innit? Because we are that. So anything you're going to do, either do it for you, because you're like, do you know what, I goddamn respect myself, and I'm just going to have the easiest life I could possibly have, making the most fun, having the most creations. I'm literally going to do the most mad, weird, crazy stuff for fun, to keep my vibe just so joyful and grateful for this opportunity. Or go with the sideline that whoever did give you this opportunity is actually enjoying the bliss that you're anchoring. Or, which you are going to do, merge the two, because they're the same. God Source is freaking truthful, honest, incredible, obviously insightful, to bring through information that's on our level, that we can actually go, oh, okay, man, I get it. I really get it. Okay, so there's 10 more pieces that build from this. Yeah. Let me know. Love you. Seen or unseen? I was seen and now I'm